cannot handle real work, reality talk, 80+ language, simply skip the video.
Vlog number 50, a milestone. And I walked up to the Vitesja, and now I'm taking you through the woods. I think you can call it a wood, right? Woods, forest. Anyway, I discovered a new calisthenic spot, and we're going over there. And yesterday I took a little bit, one day off of the training. So, like I said yesterday, I had to punish myself for it by I didn't run, but I did a good paced march of 5 kilometers into the, or up to, I think up to Vitesja mountain. And now I'm going through the woods to the new calisthenic spot that I discovered. And again, it's on my Google Maps profile with over 3 million views. And if you're a business owner in Bulgaria, I will put you on the map if you want. You only need to send me a picture, a video, preferably I will pass by, we drink a little beer, and you will get a lot of views, and at no cost. Maybe one little beer and that's it. Anyway, so today vlog number 50, and in the meantime, whoa, silence people, silence. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you, I also have never been through this spot. I've been in the mountain drinking beer, but I don't remember which part of the mountain, to be very honest. It's been a long time. But now I'm walking back to the calisthenic spot, not the one that I discovered the day before yesterday, which was also an incredible spot. You should check it out. Beautiful. And if you like to train a little bit, you know, go to my Google Maps profile and you can check them all out. I'm marking every one of them that I bump into, and over the years I collected a few, and it's getting harder and harder to find new ones. And every time I find a new one, I feel a little bit like a little child discovering something. I don't know what, something. And now we're walking through the forest, and I'm gonna show you a little bit around, so you don't have to come over here, and you can enjoy everything from the comfort of your mobile, laptop, or big screen TV. Look at this, what happened over here. Some guy went totally nuts on this tree with an axe, or maybe, oh yeah, you never know, eh? If these trees could talk, yeah, you really also never know what happened over the decades over here. Probably a lot. Anyway, look, little tree, and no, I'm not gonna climb in it. Don't want to break my legs. So yeah, today it's vlog number 50. Can you imagine? 50 days ago I started with daily vlogging, putting myself out there and try to increase my capability of speaking, communicating, and somehow try to implement some storytelling and provide it. Whoa, shit! And try to provide some life lessons. And I learned a lot from my very colorful and hyperactive life. And now, if you don't know, I live only from I work only from my phone with multiple countries, and I want the same for a lot of people and that there is simply a problem. At least I think it's a problem. And correct me if I'm wrong, but if you look around in public places, there are so many people mindless scrolling, right? And if you're honest to yourself, you know, how much time do you spend scrolling, mindless scrolling? And let's say you spend 3 hours per day scrolling, 3 hours per day, or let's say, let's do a very low number, 1 hour. That is 7 hours per week, 20 hours per month. Well, I'm not very good at calculating the 365 days a year, but you can calculate, right? And if you do this for 10 years, a decade, how much time you would waste. But instead, what if, I'm just saying what if, let's say you spend 3 hours a day. What if you replace 1 hour with actually building audiences, you know, that you can sell to along the way, provide value. You know, for example, I mentioned this example before because it's also the most easiest one to understand. And I built several audiences in the dog niche with over altogether 150,000 people combined, the audiences, maybe a little bit less. But the biggest group, Mini Bull Terrier, has around 27,000 people, and that's a Facebook group. And I explained how to approach this, right? The strategy, how to start, and along the way, when you start building that little audience, you can start considering to monetize it. And bit by bit, maybe you get addicted to it, to building those audiences, and those are digital assets, people. They're yours. They're yours to monetize. Of course, Facebook owns those and Instagram, but the thing is, the trick is to get them in your hands, on your email list, on your Discord, on your Telegram groups, just to build those assets. Communication is key. And I said this also before, people with children, you know, try to how to say this, try to, push is not the right word, but I'm going to use the word, try to push them in the direction of, you know, learn how to communicate. Number one thing, communicate, and the rest will follow. You know, it can be, that's a bad example. You know, there are so many business owners, they cannot communicate, at least not in the most humane way, without actually expecting anything. Oh, yikes, Dusty. So yeah, communication, people, and throw them into life. Travel around, so they start to understand more and more about humans. Which if you watch my previous vlogs, I'm addicted to meeting a lot of people, talk with a lot of people, and now it's simply a part of my character. You know, I love to talk genuinely with other people, provide some entertainment, always a little bit of value, never push people into something, but you know, provide a little bit value. What if you do this? What if you do this? And if people are a little bit more serious, I always give them examples of what is possible, and also only, oh, that is my walking thing. So just a sec. In the meantime, look around, because we are arriving at the beautiful calisthenic spot. Okay, the app. By the way, I'm using the walking and running app, the Adidas Running. If you want, follow me over there. Link is in the description. So look, in the middle of the forest, calisthenics. Beautiful, right? So, like always, every day, my day starts at 5:15. This morning, I had to do arrange a lot of things. So I felt a little bit stressy. Not that I panic, but stressy. You know, I need to clear my head. And that's why I did a walk. And now I'm gonna do calisthenics, clear my mind, and move on with the day. Every single day. Except also yesterday, if you watched the video, you know, I even smoked a cigarette. So you have to punish yourself for all the quote-unquote good things. And I don't say that smoking is a good thing, not at all. But anyway, look at this. Calisthenic spot. I took mineral water from the mineral place, and let's get to work. And then I'm going down and back into the concrete jungle. I love the concrete jungle more than the forest, to be very honest. But that's only for the reason that there's a lot of flies and the possibility of crazy animals. But okay, that is my personal thing. Maybe when I get a little bit older, I'm 46 at the moment. You know, I talked about it yesterday with a friend of mine. A long-term contact. Very good man, by the way. You can see his bar in the end of yesterday's video. Barilla Bar, Mr. Vinny. If you got time to come to Sofia, go Google Barilla Bar. I'm going to train. Take a look. Beautiful, right? Okay, let's get to work. Before I forget, in this video we're gonna say goodbye to something that had my back for over 4 years, and we're gonna say goodbye. You know, like everything in life, there's a beginning and there's an end. Sometimes a little bit earlier, you know. I don't know what you know about me. I'm adopted, and I never knew those people. And my adoption parents, they died. My mother died when I was 29. My father died when I was 31. But this is not some kind of sad ass story, and I just want to share this so the people who are watching this and you still have your parents, you know, just thank them. And they wiped your ass while you couldn't. They actually gave you a roof, and yeah, say thank you. Be grateful for the things that are still here. Everything is very temporary. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing and nobody lasts forever. And that's what I love about the steel. It symbolizes pretty much life. Life doesn't care if you do it or you don't do it. And next to that, other people also do not care if you take care of yourself. And calisthenics is a part of taking care of your mental, physical, and you know, good positive vibrations. They ripple effect into the world. And that's why I'm very, very hyper obsessed with doing as good as possible. And yeah, that is only possible with great amounts of positive energy. Because no matter how you want to speak to the world, but if you don't feel very good inside, it affects negatively. Try it. If you feel negative, see how people react. Treat yourself on a little walk and pull up a couple of pull-ups and dips, you know, just to get the blood flowing, and see how they react after you do this in, let's say, the first 7 days. Maybe perhaps your skin looks better, maybe your energy is a little bit higher, you sleep better. Try it. Only 7 days, just try it, and maybe you get addicted like me. I'm addicted to it. Anyway, shut up, Dahlan. Ciao for now. We finished over here. The dips, pull-ups, knee raises, and that's it for today. And my mind is totally clear and ready for the second part of the day. You know, my day starts at 5:15. Around 11 or 12, I usually empty my mind and I go through the other section. And I have to make propositions for social media advertising for company in Malta. And yeah, so, and then the third part is usually editing. And yes, I know I have to work on my editing and my whole vlogging thing, and the whole journey is very transparent, and I put myself in a vulnerable position. But who cares in the end, right? If I fail or not. And when I'm on my dying bed, I actually don't have any regrets of the things that I did not do, because I did a lot of things, also a lot of ridiculous things, amount of things that I shouldn't have done. At least don't get so bold into it as I always was. And that's why I'm usually mentioning pretty much every vlog red flags about people, their characteristics. And my red flags are only relevant to you if you want to develop your life, grow your personality, and clean up your circle of people. And because, again, this is for people, you know, with higher levels of energy, which usually leads to more opportunities, more this and this, everything more. So, and the people that you keep around with all the red flags that I mentioned in previous vlogs, but also the red flags that I will mention along the way, you know, it will keep you more headache free than me, because I made a huge amount of mistakes that not only cost me heartache, because no matter what people sometimes think that I'm heartless or whatever, I'm in everything emotionally involved. I'm not some kind of trending stoic guy, and I talked about this before, right? People who pretend they're stoic, never left the country, and everybody is still alive, and they living pretty much the easy life. Yeah, it's very easy to be stoic, but go to a foreign country, get innocent locked up and that kind of stuff. Well, let's see how stoic you're gonna be. It shapes character, people, and it's not only about going to jail and that kind of stuff. But I will get into stories that are pretty. Some are very heartbreaking, I think, but I can talk about it without getting emotional about it, because I have peace with everything and everybody. And I'm grateful for the people who actually harmed me, lied to me, stole from me. I'm serious about it, because now I can find the confidence to actually spread those lessons that I learned from it. And then when you look back on something, you can always, you say, oh yeah, if I knew this, I knew that. And those are the red flags that I constantly mention, that you don't gonna be in my position, that you say, oh yeah, he already or she already said this and this. I never noticed it, but I make you aware of it, so you might, you know, prevent a lot of heartache. Anyway, I'm finished the calisthenics over there. We're passing by one previous calisthenics spot that I discovered a few days ago, as you can see in my previous vlogs. And if you did not see it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. Makes me feel good. Great. I need this instant gratification thing, right? By the way, when it's about the vlogging thing, it's far away from instant gratification. I'm not into the pranking people and giving money to the homeless people and put the camera on their noses and put them on camera like a bunch of fucking monkeys. And see, the reason that I talk like this is simply, actually everybody knows that there's something wrong about it. There is something wrong about it. And my vlogs, yes, I could sit in Malta on the beach and speak, and people would say, oh, that is beautiful. But that's why I'm also working on my speaking, my storytelling, so I can do this from anywhere, and people will hopefully see the value, listen to him, without me driving cars and, you know, make things look fancy, and that's totally out of reach for most people. I'm showing you things that can be done by the people, the normal people, and pretty much instantly. So with instantly means take action, and probably within 14 or 30 days you should already see results. So I'm very confident about this, by the way. Yeah, this is the calisthenic spot from a few days ago. I'm not gonna spend too much time over here, but again, beautiful, right? So I'm going back into the concrete jungle, fill up some water bottles, and then move to the second part of my day. Then we're gonna say goodbye to my backpack, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit of story about this. This backpack was totally new, I think 4 years ago, when I found it in Malta, and it had money in it, and it actually that money actually I could buy water from it, because that was in a very shitty time. And now it's time to go. It's really time to go, like with everything in life, right? Everything comes and goes. Ciao for now. Ciao. Oh, wait a minute. Did I left something on the side? No. So that's it. That's it. And again, like everything in life, it's temporarily. Come and go. But about this backpack, you know, it was totally new, but I kept on using it and try to extend its lifetime, constantly repairing it. Yeah, sounds like a lot of waste of time, but you know, once if you lost several times in your life pretty much everything, that includes people also, you know, the tiny things in life can keep you going. And also, not only this, I appreciate every little tiny thing that I still do own, and that is maybe also one of the reasons that most of my, let's call them, belongings are all digital. And because also in Holland, when I'm totally messed up, when I was 30, I lost everything, and I really lost everything. And the thing is, once you start learning from this, you know, that is, and also the last time, when I lost everything in Malta, everything. And of course, you never lose everything, because I kept the experiences, I kept the knowledge, I keep the knowledge, because that's a lifetime thing. And now I'm sharing a lot of thoughts and perspectives on life that probably a lot of people would never have to figure out or to use in order to, let's say, survive and or to thrive in life. Like I said, my vlogs are not for the soft-hearted and the people who are simply going for safety, which means a 9 to 5. And I explained already that I have nothing against people that do 9 to 5, but if you are a person of high energy opportunities and a lot of other benefits that come with it, there are also always more adversities coming in your way. Trust me, I've been in newspapers, internet, I've been scammed, I've been actually slandered by the Maltese government, and that's a true story. That's still going on, and that cost me 3 years of my life. Yeah, because somebody else made a mistake. And if you're watching this, I know he's one of the few people that actually tries to solve the mistake with me. So I'm very grateful for that. And I maybe also said this in previous videos, but you know, I really had a choice. Let's say to hate this person for the rest of my life, or to let's get him on board. And he is actually, and I'm not going to mention his name, he's one of those examples in life. Only a few people are willing to change, but also people who, with the back against the wall and there is pretty much not another way out, then people are more forced to change. People who are comfortable, you will never change. And that's why I also making these videos to people who contact me. They are already filtered, because a lot of people who contact me now, they can see how I speak, they can see my disciplines, they can see that my working structure is a little bit totally off, out of the normality. Everything is from the phone. So I keep on going, training, talking with people. Communication is my main thing. And now those strategies are pretty solid. They're solid in place. Now I'm in the period, and I'm sharing it, for upscaling, which is a very exciting thing to do. But no, there's no but. I want to add something to this, because before I automate things, I always do everything manually. And because AI, at the moment that AI was available for the public, I straight away dove in it for hours and hours and hours, at least for the first half year that was available. So, and then I start seeing the opportunities, all the things that I so-called automated a little bit beforehand, testing AI, after of course doing a lot of stuff first manually. Now we're going to massive automation, especially the distribution of content. And all the 100+ Facebook pages, they will be fired up again and will be all automated. Over 100 Facebook pages, 40 Facebook groups, 50+ Instagram accounts, over I think 70 YouTube accounts, etc, etc. And yeah, this is a very, I could say a very mental heavy period, because there are at the moment very heavy adversities at play. Yeah, and so I'm dealing with a lot of stuff, and next to that, and to keep the cash flow running, I'm helping out existing clients, and once in a while I train some people, and that's how I keep the cash flow running. And now I can put it into work, everything, like massively using the AI. And I tested tons and tons and tons of tools, and in order to do everything from the phone, that you can live a very royal life, is you simply need a solid toolbox. And I'm sharing those things. All the tools that I'm using, I tested them for years, you could say. Of course the AI is not for years on the thing, but at the moment when it's about AI, I only use Google Gemini Advanced. But I'm not getting into the toolbox now. But once I have the upscale strategies in place, then I have again a life of abundance in place, which required the most minimal amount of work. If you're not like me, you could work, let's say, 2 hours a day and still live a good life. For me, I want to give away the knowledge. For me, I want to help a lot of people who are in big trouble. And I'm solving a lot of problems. I had to solve a lot of problems by myself. There is not somebody else on the other side of the phone, and when it's about family or whatever, because we don't have that kind of stuff available. The thing is, it's not about talking sad or something, but it also drives me to do better, because I know there are a lot of other people who are in similar situations and they cannot figure it out, and they turn to alcohol and other stuff you shouldn't do. And of course, yes, I drink beer, but I do every day what I have to do, all my meetings, all my trainings, except yesterday. Yes, I know, I do this 5 times a year, but yeah, and that's something that I want to share. And especially after everything is in place with full automated, social media content creation and distribution. The creation is just a part of the equation, a small part. distribution, cutting up, you know, that is still an ongoing optimization process that I'm really trying to optimize. And once that is also in place, then we go really vanilla. At the moment I only do the shorts, the YouTube shorts and the TikTok things. I don't distribute anything on Instagram yet. We did before, but yeah, it's simply a matter of time now. Anyway, I'm just sharing a lot of insights, I think. Not only that, and like I said also earlier today, and show some appreciation to the people are feeding you or fed you in the past, give you a roof above the head, and you never know what happens along the way. You really never know, because I would have never expected the times that I went home. I was sometimes that I thought it was a dream, that's not real, but you better wake up and take action. Anyway, I'm going to do a little beer and move. I'm also at the moment at the border of collapsing almost. Yeah, that's another topic, but first relax. Yes, actually in my free time I took 30 minutes off, and now I'm entering the third part of my day. Video distribution, optimizing some automation strategies, at least a lot of testing, because like I explained earlier today, now I'm in the expansion level of what I'm actually doing. So yeah, and actually and in my little break I actually picked up some mineral water, just to have some sort of meaning in a so-called break, because yeah, I'm simply very, yeah, you could say, I don't want to say, no, I have to think about my words. It's been a very busy day, and now I'm mentally preparing for the third part, which is actually providing some strategies that are customized to some one, let's say, normal person, one business owner, and one existing client, which I need to bring up the mental power for now. So let's call it a day. Yesterday I actually promised to do another book thing. Gonna do it tomorrow. Sounds like excuses though. Yes, I think so too, but I'm let's say a little bit on my level of that. I think the tank is almost empty and I need to keep a little bit energy for putting in the workout for another 2-3 hours, and then I call it a day, and then tomorrow again. That's how it works, again and again and again and again. But at least I got enough mineral water, which is a very good thing. The wind is pretty much gone, so the temperature is good, and yeah, ciao for now.